everybody. Today I'm going to show you all how easy it is to make a delicious chicken dinner Gina Young style. Chicken is on the menu and I'm so excited to show you how easy this recipe is. Here's what you're going to need. Any parts of the chicken. Today I'm using chicken thighs here, and I've washed them off using lime juice, salt, and cold water. You're going to need some bacon. Okay, I do have some smoked sausage here, but we'll talk about what we're going to be using that for. The bacon is going to be used for the cabbage that we're going to use as a side dish, and we're also making up some cornbread and some potatoes. We're going to need a really interesting ingredient for our chicken, a nice lime. If you don't have that, you can use a lemon. A nice sweet Vidalia onion and some butter, and a nice amount of spices. We have salt, pepper, garlic and onion powder, paprika, parsley flakes, garam masala, and chicken bouillon. Make sure your hands are impeccably clean. Let's make a chicken dinner. I washed off my chicken thighs using lime juice, the salt and cold water, and then I've rinsed them really well. But not only does that clean your chicken, guess what else it does? It puts an amazing flavor to the meat. Even though you rinse it, I feel like that lime kind of seeps down into your beautiful protein, makes it taste even better. So what I'm aiming to do is get rid of this fat here. You'll notice what the fat is, and get rid of the skin as well. Just like this, quick and simple. I'm using kitchen shears. You could even use your sharpest knife. Got our chicken nice and cleaned off, and the skin is, you know, we've gotten rid of the skin, gotten rid of all that fat, and it looks beautiful. So I'm gonna go right in with my seasonings. I'm using some salt, and I always like to tell everybody, if you can't use it, leave it out. It's that simple. Let your loved ones season it themselves. We're going in with some pepper, and I'm not gonna be shy with my spices. Because I want this chicken to have flavor, I'm going in with the seasonings. I'm gonna be seasoning both sides, and I'm gonna let these seasonings seep down into this beautiful protein for at least a half an hour before we cook it. Okay, so that's parsley and the chicken bouillon. We're gonna put the paprika on. Okay, it's not smoked. We're gonna put onion and garlic powder on, and a nice amount of it on purpose. Look how beautiful that is. And now we're gonna put our onion powder and a secret ingredient today, garam masala. It's gonna give a nice, beautiful flavor. All right, just like this. We're gonna flip these things over, season the other side. That looks. Let's go ahead, get them nice and flipped over. We're gonna season the other side, but for the other side, I'm not gonna use the garam masala. It's a strong spice. You gotta know how to use it and make sure you're not using too much. That little bit that we put on the underneath side, that's plenty enough. Okay, so let's go right in with our seasonings once again. Going in with my onion powder. Lovely. You guys, I wish you all were here. I wish you all were here to smell how beautiful this chicken smells already. This is going to be a baked chicken today. All right, lovely. We're going to put that garlic powder on. Some more paprika. Parsley flakes is always for color to make it look pretty, right? Absolutely. And in our pan, we're going to put a little bit of water, okay, to keep it nice and moist. We're going to put some butter, and we're also going to put lime. That lime juice from the lime is going to really tenderize the meat and make it taste good. Just like so, quick and simple. Put a little tiny bit of oil. Or not oil. I put a little tiny bit of water in my baking dish. It's a 9x13 baking dish. Just enough to keep the meat nice and tender. Lovely, just like that. We're gonna put it into the pan. 2 tablespoons of butter's gonna go in here. That's gonna be for great seasoning, trust me. All right, if you want to put some vegetables in the bottom of the pan, absolutely, you can do that too. Go ahead and put that 2 tablespoons of butter right into the pan for great flavor. And now we're going to take the lime and we're going to slice it into slices, and you can place it strategically on top of your chicken, or you can just put the lime pieces in with the water. No matter how you do it, it's going to give off great flavor. Trust me on that one. This, I just want to reiterate, you can do this with the lemon slices as well. It's going to give off the same flavor. Into the oven, 350 degrees. Now we're going to make my favorite potato. These potatoes right here, my grandma Lucille used to make, only she didn't use all the spices that I'm going to show you today. She would just put salt, pepper, and butter on them, and they was the best potato. So like, I like to serve these potatoes anytime I make cabbage. So once you get them nice and peeled, here's what you're going to do. You're going to cut them into quartered potatoes. You can call them quartered potatoes, you know, if you want to. There we go. Or you can call them parsley potatoes like my mom used to. All right, so we're gonna cut it just like that. And really all you need is a couple potatoes because the way we cut them, it gives you so many potatoes. Look at that, beautiful. What we're gonna be doing is we're gonna put these into cold water after we rinse them off. And after we rinse them off in cold water, we're gonna put them into cold water and we're going to salt that water to give them some great flavor. Cook them until they're fork tender. But one thing you don't want to do is make them too mushy because we want them to still have this same shape. See that I have just enough cold water in the pan to cover them, and now we're going to salt them to give them flavor and cook them for around about 20 minutes. Cabbage, and I couldn't be more excited to show you how easy cabbage is to make. So I wind up making these smoked sausages this morning, and I didn't eat mine. After I fried it up, I just didn't eat it. So I'm going to cut it up and put it in my cabbage because why not and why waste it, right? So we're going to chop it up just like so in this manner and just set that aside. In the meantime, between time, I got some fresh bacon. What we're going to do is we're going to cut this bacon up. We're going to give it a nice fry. Once it gets nice, beautiful, and golden brown and you've achieved the bacon grease, our cabbage will be cooked in that bacon grease and it's going to taste so good. So let's get this right into the pan. Wash off this cabbage, but we'll be washing it off a second time after we get it nice and cut. It's really up to you if you'd like to leave this darker piece on or you can take it off. I've already taken 3 of the stems off, but I'm going to leave that one on for a little bit of color. So here's how I like to do it. You got to use a little bit of strength. Okay, it does take some strength to get through it. Once you get through it, we're just going to chop it just like so. Try your very best to make it all the same size so it all cooks at the same time, right? If you got small pieces and you got big pieces, those little pieces will turn into mush before your big pieces could even look done. Look at that. Perfect. Let's continue to cut it. Perfect. Be sure to cut the core out, okay? The core is the part that's super hard to chew, and it's always in the middle, but when you get rid of it, you have no problems, right? Beautiful. Well, like I said, rinse it off a second time after you cut it because there may be a little bit of sand or dirt in it. Rinse off the cabbage a second time. Our bacon and our sausage is nice, beautiful. It's golden brown, and we have that bacon grease in here. Now, you got 2 options. You can cook your cabbage in some water and still keep that bacon grease in like I'm doing today because I like that that broth. I like to call pot liquor. It tastes so good. Or you could just cook this cabbage right in the pan of oil and you're frying your cabbage. So whichever you try to do, it's going to be delicious, okay? So I have the perfect amount of oil in there. If for some reason your bacon lets off too much bacon grease, then take some of it out. You don't want your dish to be oily. Okay, so now I'm gonna let the cabbage cook down. Let it cook down for a while. Once it cooks down, we'll come in and I'll show you what special spices you're gonna need to make your cabbage taste amazing. 2 boxes of Jiffy cornbread mix. I put some shredded mozzarella in here. I put some sugar in, and you know, I always like to tell everybody, if you don't want sugar in yours, you ain't gotta put it in there, but it tastes good. Right? 2 eggs, and then you really don't have to measure out the milk. Just kind of get it in there and don't over mix your mixture, right? I have an oven-proof pan. I'm going to be using that I've oiled, and we're going to cook this until it's nice, beautiful, and golden brown. Look at these potatoes. Like I said, about 20-25 minutes, and then what you're going to do is drain them, okay, with salt and pepper and garlic. You can put onion powder on here if you want to. Okay, I'm going to put a nice amount of garlic powder on purpose. You're not going to stir them. That's what's great about this recipe, because guess what? If you stir them, you will turn them into mashed potatoes, and that's not what we want. I'm going to put some salt on. Beautiful. And then we're going to turn around and just lay the pads of butter on top of it. The butter melts, and you will have some of the best potatoes you've ever had. Just like so, quick and simple. Season up our cabbage to give it some good flavor. Look down in there. Oh my goodness, and guess what I did? I put a little bit of sugar in there, just a pinch or 2. It's gonna make it taste amazing. So that was garlic powder. Here's our black pepper. Gotta use some salt. If you can't use it, just leave it out, and really it's that simple. Wham bam. I got some onion powder I want to throw in, or you can put fresh onion in. I planned on putting fresh onion in and I forgot, so the onion powder will do just fine. Let's continue to cook it until it's done. Look at this, dinner is served. Look at the chicken. Look at the cabbage, buttery cornbread, and our potatoes. Listen to me, if y'all enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, what you waiting on? Tell your family and friends, tell the world what Gina's doing in this kitchen every single day. And Heavenly Father, once again, we thank you for this meal and your hedge of protection. Take a look at this. Neck is up. Until the next video, good night.